Hey everybody, I'm Mike Levy with Pinkbike. I'm here at Crankworks 2017 in Whistler, and we're going to talk to Fabien Cousinié about his team, the Polygon UR Team, and some of the more interesting component choices that they've made over the years and why. So Fabien, we're looking at your Polygon Square 1. It's got Sun Tour suspension, trick stuff brakes, box drivetrain, Kenda tires, all sorts of interesting stuff. It's stuff that we don't usually see on team bikes, and especially at the World Cup level. Why is it so different? What's going on there?
At the beginning of the team, we were sponsored by Mowood, and since those days, we had to work with smaller brand because it was a smaller team. And from those days, we learned a lot about frame development. And when we switched to Polygon, we made a lot of effort to have like a World Cup winning bikes in a couple of months. And then we slowly worked more and more with some other brand like Spank for the vibroco and the bar. And we kind of form a team in the team that is very interested and very open-minded about product and product development. When we take a component, we look at what the brand have now and what the potential is, and really what the motivation of the brand is. Because having worked with some major brand in the industry, for sure when you get the product in hand, the first test ride, it's a little bit more refined and it's more race ready. Yeah. But sometimes the amount of teams they have, the amount of the size of the company, you cannot really have the customization we want. It's not the easy way, but if you ask Mick and those guys today, I don't think they will change any component on the bike. For the new haircut, it's been I think 2.5 years in the process, because we started from scratch with Kenda. So
so you committed to them long before
the haircut.
Before there was a new tire, because they weren't, for years. No one thought of Kenda as a high-performance brand, to be honest.
They were out of the World Cup circuit, for sure. Yeah. They had some good performance tires in some other category, but in our category, for sure, they needed to catch up. Yeah. And so we start from scratch, and that was really good because we were like having a great experience of 3 years of development with the Chinton when we had like learned a lot, and then we were really confident to like just say, okay, let's do it again. And we had like something special in the casing. It's called KVS. It's basically like high performance Kevlar fabric. Oh, protection. Yeah, protection. Okay. And that thing, it's pretty amazing. Now we got like the latest version with a full tires wrap around, and we couldn't flat it. In Monsantan, with this full KVS version, we had like zero flat on the tire. We had some other issue on the bike here and there. Yeah, of course. But like everyone. But the casing of the Kenda is something I think, it's really bulletproof. Then, compound-wise, like a stable compromise in between, not too soft and not too fast rebound, and profile, obviously, was a big one because, we, through the development period, we had the choice to ride anything, every brand, so we tried to get the best mix. So yesterday I rode a very special bike, Mick Hannah's bike, and it had some very special brakes on that thing. Brakes that I've never ridden before, and I've also never felt brakes that powerful in my life, and I've ridden a lot of different stuff. How did you end up on trick stuff brakes? It started with like a test I saw on internet where those brakes broke a test machine, so I was like, like they stopped the machine. I was like, okay. So I was interested. I never hear of this brand, and they didn't contact you. You saw that online, and were I saw the test, and then I went to Eurobike, and I think on my last day, I'm like cruising around, and I see the brakes that I saw in the test, and I was like, I spoke to the guy, and after 5 minutes, I understood those guys were like, really passionate people and crazy about details, and they explain the process of production and why it's so different. I was like, okay, cool. Let's try if you can. They were really keen. So I came back with 2 sets of brakes from Eurobike, drove to Val d'Isole, and I was that's a good place to test brakes. And I was like, hey Mick, you want to try a new brake? Apparently they're super powerful. And Mick like did a run. He was like, whoa, this is insane. And then
You know, most other World Cup racers would say no, I think.
Oh yeah, they would say no, and Mick say yes, and then he ended up racing in Val di Sole with brake. He got like just from off
at
Eurobike.
the Val di Sole track.
Yeah, at Val di Sole track. So from there we understood the potential, and it takes a little bit of adjustment, as you saw, because the power is really high. But on long descent, when the air pump kick in, the brake power to me make a huge difference on air pump. It's like when you really start to be tired. Yeah, of course there's a shock, there's a suspension, but the braking effort on how your body become like really tense and start to lock up. If you got those brakes, you pass the point of really arm pump and kind of fatigue, like breakdown. And this is why it was the most interesting stuff for us.
One of the other brands on your bike is E13. So I see that you got some carbon wheels on here, which you're also running on the downhill bikes as well. Carbon wheels, carbon cranks, and then their chain guide as well.
Yeah, no, E13 has been like also one of the first brands we developed with, and it's crazy how those guys really put prototype in a short amount of time, and the owner of the brand is like a passionate developer, rider, and for the carbon rim, you know, this is like something like look like, oh yeah, it's just like another carbon rim. Easy story. I think we went through like something like 15 different versions of like thickness and carbon layup and things like that.
That hasn't been an easy one, has it? The carbon wheels?
Oh no, because you know, you need to get the strength, still the flexibility, the comfort, and you need to get the performance, and something we worked also it's avoiding catastrophic failure, which means even
that's what carbon rims are known for.
Yeah,
like and they're stronger until they're not.
Until they like folded like as a cake, you know. And we worked on something like just making sure if it breaks, it's gonna break, but the rims stay together, you know. It's just like
so they could finish the run.
Yeah, they can finish their run and still, I mean, save some point. And they've been proved super strong too. And also we worked on a cassette for the DH. We have like a 7-speed and with a 9 cog cassette. So that was something really good that made us able to get like bigger hubs and
flange spacing and
so it was we've seen that with some other brand, but really with them they put together all the piece of the puzzle, the bigger hubs, the smaller cogs, so we can have a smaller ring plus like the bigger flange and all those stuff, and it's really it's the evil in the detail. So
okay, all right. The other thing on this bike that stands out to me is the box drivetrain. I think you guys are the only World Cup team using box. Yeah, I mean, I've used this stuff too. I've tested it. I've got it on my bike at home right now. Was that a difficult thing to get Mick and the other racers on that box stuff, or were they more open-minded?
It's definitely more difficult for the habit of the shifter. This is why on shifter-wise, we're still on a process of getting the team to switch from, let's say, the normal double over to single over. As it's really something that takes, I mean, especially for someone that races so a long time, a little bit more of more habit. But for the derailleur, it's been, I think, one of the most challenging development process in the team. I mean, it's hard to explain why, because on the paper it does look quite simple to make a derailleur, but in reality there's so many things that can go wrong. And
they're complicated little things. Lots of pivots. There's more pivots on that derailleur than you have on your bike.
This is why it took 3 years, and really step by step we were like, okay, this is a good start. No, we're gonna improve this part, and then once one part is improved, like one pivot, we're like, okay, we find out we could do a bit better with the other one. So it was really like tackling down step by step everything, and now we're getting there. The enduro version, production one, is on the bikes, and we're working on a DH version. That's gonna be a bit stiffer, a little bit
shorter cage, clutch, all that stuff.
So it's now we're in the middle of like really working hard on a DH version, and we realize also we learn from the DH1 to kind of improve the future version.
Stronger clutch.
Stronger clutch, those kind of things. But I mean, boxers, they really I mean, they're super committed. They're patient, and they're like, okay, step by step, they listen to feedback, and but it's so long. It was, I think it was one of the hardest things, for sure.
Yeah. So I got to ask, like I said before, you raced World Cups for 10 plus years, right around there. You still race other stuff all the time. That you obviously found fun, but this is a whole nother thing. Would you say in a way that this is almost more interesting or more fun? Like, are you taking the same amount of enjoyment out of this, like, team ownership and also the bike development thing? Is pretty interesting, I think.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's one of my kids' dream, you know. When I remember myself getting into the bike scene, I was like 11, okay, cool, there's bike racing, and then you open the first magazine and you see like all the parts, and you're like, oh my god, I want to XTR derailleur one day on my bike. The first time you see
kids
in
dreaming,
real life XTR derailleur, you're like, whoa. So you know, I was this kid, and I'm still this kid that loves a bike, that curious and that interest to try different stuff. So it's really as much fun as riding bikes. It's for sure a bit more work and headache. But you know, it's for the way I've developed the team. It's never been the easy way, you know. We're not we never been like the easy super big factory team straight away, having the big bus. We worked our way up, and we had to fight for it. So
Fabien, thanks for your time.
Thanks.
And that's been a look at the Polygon UR team.